A lot of questions here. Who has the most to gain tonight? Who has the most to lose? And how crucial will it be for certain leaders up there on stage? Bob Pickard is joining us. He is a leadership communications expert, and he's standing by in Toronto today. Bob, thanks for coming on CTV.
It's my pleasure, Todd.
Who has the most to gain here, Bob, in your mind?
Well, I think clearly Andrew Scheer has to be the man of the moment from his party's perspective, because thus far he's been a fairly mediocre communicator during this campaign. And with all the troubles and challenges which Justin Trudeau has confronted, most recently, of course, the blackface incidents, I think Scheer hasn't really gone ahead in the polls as people would like it. He's faced all these questions recently about his personal substance and his career depth on issues such as his insurance sales background, for example, or whether or not certain aspects of his resume were enhanced to look good. So he really has to come across tonight as somebody who's worthy of the office of Prime Minister of Canada. Thus far, he has not shown the communication skills that would allow him to command that platform. So we'll see if he can do that tonight, Todd.
Why do you think that is, the notion? You use the term mediocre. Is it a lack of connection? Is it a lack of decisiveness? What do you think the issue is for Scheer if you were advising him?
He lacks emotional range and resonance. He has a difficult time, it seems, tuning into the exactly correct public wavelength when it comes to mass sentiment. You have to be a real-time communicator now in the social media age. And so I think just, striking the right chord and being someone who's able to show emotion. I mean, he's been reduced to saying Justin Trudeau this, Justin Trudeau that, not as advertised, kind of a walking, wind-up talking point guy. So he's got to get beyond the cliches tonight and make an emotional connection with the millions of Canadians who will be watching.
We obviously don't know how it's going to play out, Bob, until we watch. But oftentimes, as you know, these turn into sort of a bit of a food fight. And this could be a six-way sort of fight between all of them. Bernier attacks Scheer and Scheer attacks Bernier, and May and Singh try to attack Scheer and Bernier and Trudeau. And I mean, who has the most to lose tonight? What do you think? Is it Justin Trudeau, given his position as the incumbent?
Well, as the incumbent, he would surely have the most to lose. I think his challenge tonight is much different than Scheer's. With Justin Trudeau, people know that he's a gifted communicator, but it's almost like he's too PR programmed. He's got his key messages, he's got his talking points. He's very effective when he's rehearsed. So people with Trudeau are wondering, is that really him talking, or are those the talking points that he memorized before the debate? So can Trudeau be in the moment of spontaneous communication where it's authentic, where people know that it's really him thinking and talking at that moment and not just his advisors or the debate prep?
Yeah, great point. So do you think there is what you might call, Bob, kind of an authenticity gap with Justin Trudeau?
Absolutely. So I think whether or not people believe what he is saying is the key test for him. Can he be trusted? Can he be credible? Or is that just what a very polished, a very gifted communicator? Of course, he would say that because he's been marketed very professionally thus far. He's been all about image. So I think people are looking for almost the rougher edges tonight. Who is Justin Trudeau? He's been our prime minister for years now, but turns out people may not have known him as they would have liked. So who is this guy? He has this moment now to prove more depth as well, I think.
And also, there's a wonderful opportunity for the other four to have a national audience, in some cases for the very first time, and millions of people will be tuning in at home. And so when it comes to, let's say, somebody like Maxime Bernier on the right of Scheer, he will be going after Scheer and others. For Elizabeth May, her first opportunity, I mean, that's quite fascinating too. Talk to me a little bit about the opportunities here for some of the others.
I think for Elizabeth May, it used to be that she punched above the party's weight and the party benefited from her looking different in leadership debates. I think she got in 2008 for the very first time. But now she's been around the block so many times. I mean, for Elizabeth May, can she offer something different? Can she offer something that has more of a prime ministerial feel to it? Or is it just Elizabeth May saying kind of the wacky things that she's known to spontaneously offer from a podium? As for Singh, I think the expectations were set at a higher level after the first debate. People had low expectations for him. He did pretty well the first time around, so I think he's going to have a tougher test tonight. And there could be an interesting clash between Singh and Trudeau and maybe Bernier. Bernier, I mean, he could double his vote tonight. He is a very effective communicator. I've watched him perform, and he's going to be like a heat-seeking missile looking to take out Andrew Scheer. Revenge for losing the leadership to him on the 12th ballot. This is the most human, most raw, emotional part of tonight's exchange that I'm going to be watching for.
Bob, great to have you on CTV today and share your thoughts as we count down less than 3.5 hours now. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Todd.